All right, broski, this just popped up on the feed and I figured I'll do a quick video on it, a quick review. It's Renaissance Periodization. You know who it is? Mike Israel from Israel. Yet something all these guys have in common, this bald head, round, oxalatic head look. Like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of these people, like Jason Blaha, this guy, Alpha Destiny, everybody's getting in on this bald, whatever weird look thing. Maybe it's the accelerated aging, who knows? Vegan diets, whatever. Anyways, the most important muscles to train to look bigger, Well, I'll tell you how to look bigger if that's really your goal. And you want to, it's not about training the muscles. It's really cardio is what you're doing. It's cardio training. Look, people that come into the gym doing these high volume movements or whatever they're doing, like lifting, sets, reps, 10 reps, whatever percent, whatever they're doing, they're trained people coming in the gym. Really, it's cardio is what you're doing now. You're like a factory worker. You're wearing yourself out through cardio. That damage is oxidative, and hypoxia damage is what you're getting. But one way the muscles get big, and I believe it's a defense mechanism, is it'll draw this energy into the muscle, which makes you look really big, called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. But let's review this, and I'll bring up the info and I'll prove it.
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. I'm here to talk to you about a globally important topic in our challenging times. What are the most important muscles to train so that you can look jacked? I know.
Okay, I'll tell you one of the most important muscles, your arms, because you're wearing a t-shirt. In public, the best you could do is a t-shirt or a tank top. Your arms will always show. People will always look at your arms. They're the most important thing. If you could get big arms, everything else just looks big with big arms because they're the most important object on the body. They're the most important limbs that you have. They do everything. Without your arms, you couldn't do very much. Yeah. So they're really one of the most important body parts in your body, next to your legs. Of course, you need to walk. You need legs. But your hands and feet, they do everything for you. They're creative. They lift. They do everything. You have fingers. You have forearms, arms. They're attached to your shoulders. There's rotation. So your arms, I would say, are the most. But I would say all around, you should be focused on all around growth. But okay.
I know, finally, we're discussing the very thing our society is built on, how random people in the street perceive you. There's a lot of controversy on this, and a lot of people have different opinions. I'm coming at it with my own biases, but also...
He must have been listening to my videos because I said how people perceive you in the street. Yeah, they don't care about the gym.
I have PhDs and stuff, so I've got to be correct, damn it. And don't you dare get in the comments to debate me. I'm going to tell you this right now.
I'm not going to debate you in the comments. I'm going to actually review your video.
If I see you debating me in the comments, or Scott's video guy, can we block people from our channel? You're getting fucking blocked.
Unfortunately, you cannot block me because I'm making a video on you. It's a review, bro.
I'm not even going to read your shit. One word of disagreement and you're fucking out.
I'm not disagreeing, and you don't have to read or listen to the video that I make. I don't really care about you. You're nobody to me.
Gone, bro. I don't care if you're a member, if you pay us money, if you're my close personal friend. Guys, if I comment on the channel...
I'm just making this for education purposes only. I have absolutely nothing against you as a person. I'm not attacking your character or anything. You definitely are bald and you're aging because this is accelerated aging, what you're doing to yourself. That's your personal business. If that's what you want to do, destroy yourself faster than last time. That's not what I want to do. But I'm simply reviewing your video. That's all. I'm just commenting on just whatever. I'm giving some feedback. Let's just say that.
And disagree with myself? I'm fucking gone. That's how far I'm taking this. In any case, shoot, for sure. Definitely let us know what you agree with this list, ranking order, what you disagree with, questions, comments, concerns. We'll see you in the comments. Without further ado, here we go. Rank 1, and I do mean rank 1. In the muscle, you should be focusing on training the most if you want to...
Is he going to say chest? But chest does look good with arms, for sure.
Look jacked, in clothes or without. By the way, this is an in clothes and without clothes list. Same list. Bold move, Dr. Mike. Showing up without clothes to a restaurant is the bold move, which I do all the time, which my parole...
biceps, and they can see your chest.
Officer says is not wise. Shoulders, with and without clothing. Shoulders. Set up your V-taper. And a lot of the...
No, shoulders definitely help, for sure. Yeah, they would definitely help. They're really hard to get really big.
Visual, subconscious ways in which people judge how big you are is a two-factor model. One is just how broad your shoulders are. That's probably the first thing people subconsciously notice about you. If you see someone that shoulders are really narrow, but they have like really big arms or something, you could be like, oh, that guy, wow, that guy's got really big arms. But you're not going to be like, that guy's big. What is the situation in which you...
That's why I say you should work on all-around bigness. Arms are great to have. People always focus on arms wherever you are. But all around, you should be working on everything. I mean, it's just one thing is kind of weird. I'm just going to work on shoulders, and then what about everything else? Well, then he has a whole category, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man.
See someone with 4 foot wide fucking shoulders, and you're like, nah. If you see someone with hugely wide shoulders, big ass delts, the first thing you're gonna think of is holy shit. And you could look at the rest of the physique and be like, well, actually, they're not as jacked as they look. They just have a wide frame, but it hits you. That's factor one. Factor two is, how does it relate to the waist? Because if your waist is any size that it is, big, medium, small, however big you get your shoulders will make your waist look smaller. And thus it sets up the V-taper look, which means people don't just think you're big, they think you're jacked. Because a guy with huge shoulders and a huge waist and a huge gut that goes out beyond all of those, that's a big person, but not the kind of big person you're probably interested in becoming. If you have big ass shoulders, check, you're fucking big. And if you have a small waist relative, with the bigger your shoulders are, the smaller your waist is relatively, because it typically doesn't grow over time, then you are big and jacked. Mission accomplished. What part of the...
Yeah, it definitely helps, big shoulders, but what good is having big shoulders if you got a narrow body, small arms, a tiny little arms, and tiny little forearms, and a tiny chest, and everything else?
Shoulders. I'll just make this super clear. The front part of the shoulders doesn't make you look wider. The back doesn't make you look wider. It makes you look wider if you're from the side like this shit. It's the side delts. Upright rows, laterals, cable work, dildo raises. What, I don't judge what you do at home in your own spare time. However you hit your side delts, that's how you should be hitting them often. 2, 3, or 4 days a week with tons of volume. They barely get tired. You can train the fuck out of them. Eat plenty. As your shoulders grow, you're going to look wider and wider and wider. And that's going to be the biggest possible...
And then he said, of course, he says, you can train them often. And I'll explain what you're getting there. So in trained people, I've mentioned this before, and I'm just doing this for educational purposes. They even highlight it here, look for you. Muscle fiber hypertrophy in response to 6 weeks of high volume resistance training in trained young, this isn't untrained people, this is trained people. In trained young men is largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. What is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? It's a type of artificial muscle growth. It's an energy source. What is that energy source? Well, the best one is complex carbohydrates. So basically, this type of hypertrophy, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, is a kind of artificial muscle growth. You train the muscle for no other reason than to visually increase its size. By increasing the amount of fluid it can hold, but not increase the density of the muscle fibers. So it's for show. You understand? It's for show. That's what you all are doing in there as trained people. That's what you're building.
Impact on your physique. If I was training a Hollywood actor, which I'm not qualified to do, as you've seen from our many videos of the extreme experts that train those folks, and they're like, you got to make Willem Dafoe look as jacked as possible. We're fucking training delts from dawn till dusk, and we're not training anything else. No, I take...
Yeah, I just told you, from dawn till dusk, you're going to be training it. But you should be focusing on what that sarcoplasmic is, and that's glycogen. For every 1 gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water is drawn between the skin and the muscle into the muscle. So you need to focus on this. So glycogen synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown, which is easy because most of you are eating herbivore diet, sugar all day anyways. Your diets are filled with sugars, more than any kind of protein that you're eating anyways. And doesn't matter how much protein you eat, you can't bypass myonuclear domain size limit because it reached the ceiling limit. So yeah. So it takes on that life of its own. It's a secondary shift into sarcoplasmic hypertrophy when you're a trained person. Look, this type of training is for people that come into the gym because now they're endurance training. They're endurance trainers. You could put it like that. Anything that you're doing, when it comes to bodybuilding, there's many different hypertrophies. There's many ways to build muscle. You can build it fakely or real. But if you're a chronic lifter, it's really endurance. It's endurance training. And so this is an energy source, and it's going to load into your muscle. It is an energy. I'm not kidding, man. It is an energy source, and it will load into your muscle. During a workout, more fluid moves into the muscles to provide energy. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy refers to the increase in volume of this fluid. It can make muscles appear larger, but it does not increase the strength. You understand me? Because it's an energy source. And what is the best one to do that? Complex carbohydrates. You eat shitloads of it. More of that, but even your carbs and your simple carbs, they kind of contribute. But the rice, the potatoes, the yams, whatever the hell you're eating there, sweet potatoes, that one works the best.
Take that back. We're chaining other stuff. Delts are the most important. I will die on that hill, but it's a delt shape.
I can guarantee you, if you eat bowls of potatoes and you go in and you lift, your shoulders are going to blow up. People are going to think you're on steroids. They're going to blame you and say you're on steroids because you got this sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. I'm not joking, man.
Hill. So sleep on the side delt. I love you, Hill. I love you too, Mike. What? It's a talking hill?
I can guarantee you within 2-3 weeks, you'll gain 20, 25, 30 pounds of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And you keep going with it, you can gain up to 40, 50. Hell, even Larry Wheels proved it. He went to eat at the Golden Griddle 5 days straight or something. After his competition, he went from 230 to 284 or something, 232 to 284. He gained like 53 pounds of what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles, bro. Get it? So yeah, there's the proof.
Delt, huh? Number 2, once you're on track to get big delts, the next most important muscle to be jacked, in clothes or without, is arms. And I will not debate you on this. Why? Because you may have a lot of debating. You may be intelligent, and you may even be correct. Do you know my counter argument back to you is? Big fucking arms. Fuck you. Big arms win every debate. A debate club.
Of course they do. Big arms win everything, bro. Big arms are the best to have. Every woman and everybody will want you to grab them and hug them with big arms.
Like, whoa, the Taiwan grain deal, does it make sense in light of China's new aggressive? Don't care, big arms. I won that shit. Give me the fucking debate trophy. Big arms are never the wrong answer to anything in this world. Do you guys know what Thomas Edison was known for? Electricity or something, maybe? I don't know. Big arms. He had fucking huge arms. How do I know that? Because he had big arms. I can close my eyes, and all the people that have big arms in the history of the universe, I can see them all. They're still in the ether. They never went anywhere. Rich Piana, the king. You never look at Rich Piana's arms and go, whatever. You're like, holy fucking shit. And let me prove to you the point by going to the opposite. Let's say you fucking see a guy like, where do you see people? I got it. Olive Garden bathroom. That's where you check other guys out. You go in there, you get your dick out, you start peeing, you fucking kind of look around, you know? Like, oh, that guy's pretty fucking big. Yeah, that guy's a pussy, fuck him. You know, shit like that. And if you're like, especially if you're washing your hands, right? You wash your hands, and there's got the two hand stall thing where it's one mirror and the little soap squirties, and yours doesn't work, so you have to go lean over to use his or excuse me. But the way you say excuse me, it depends on what he looks like, which brings me to my point. If he's got like big ass shoulders, like, all right, respect. Little waist, respect. But then you look at his arms, and they're not big. You're like, man, fuck this clown, bro. Hey, the fuck out of my way, little tiny armed little bitch. I'm gonna take your soap. I'm gonna take everything, bro. Where's your girl at? I'm gonna take her too. He's like, I'm actually gay. You're like, I'm gonna take your boy. I don't give a fuck. Because he doesn't have big arms. But if you look over and he's fucking washing like this, he's like, fuck yeah, he ripped off the soap, he's drinking the shit, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with this guy. The way he describes it's kind of funny, man. Israel does have some comedy. Sometimes he can be funny. Sometimes he's just really down ridiculous.
That's my new king. You take a knee in a bathroom, an Olive Garden, in front of another man. And the thing is, if he has big arms, he'll understand why it's happening. He's like, my fair subject, you may rise, a member of my kingdom. And he fucking flexes the bicep at you and like, sir, please. Big arms are fucking king. There's no argument. If you have a guy who's big in every other respect but doesn't have big arms, is he really actually big? I submit that the answer is no. Number 3, you got big delts checked, you got big arms checked, you're well on your way, but something is missing. And that something is actually two things in the very front and top of your body. It is your chest. The armor plate look you get from big ass pecs, it cannot be replicated.
Yeah, everybody wants the upper pecs, man, but you need the lower to go with the upper as well because you look deformed.
It cannot be faked. It's the real deal. And with guys and how they size up each other, if you see a guy with big delts, you're like, all right, respect. And you see that he has big arms, you're like, okay, fucking respect. But if he's got like a bony rib cage, you're like, man, I would punch that motherfucker to goddamn Mars. Fuck him. Pussy. Your big ass fucking arms and delts aren't gonna do shit. Those are cosmetic muscles. But you got a guy that benches 400, 500 or some shit like that, and his pecs look different. They have a hang to them, and they come out way too far. It's like phone book shit. You guys know what a phone book is? You fucking TikTokers don't know what that is. It's when you go on your phone and there's a fucking picture of a book. In any case, big pecs, first thought I have is, dude, if I punch that guy, I would hurt my hand. Fuck that. Again, Olive Garden bathroom, go to a knee, find your new king. You guys already know the drill. Big pecs are super fucking important. Now, if you have big pecs, but you got little delts, are those boobs? What are those? No one's gonna notice. If you have big pecs and you got little arms, again, little arms, sorry, no go. But if you have impressive shoulders and big arms and big pecs, as far as frat boys are concerned, you're already as jacked as can be. So you fucking won. You did it. And the rest is really just bonus points. I don't really mean that, but I really mean that. Shoulders, arms, and chest, in that order, is how you fucking get jacked and look jacked, in clothes or without clothes. Point number 4, fourth muscle group that we want to train. Sometimes this very awkward thing happens where you have big ass shoulders, big ass arms, and big chest, and unfortunately make a critical mistake of whoever it is you're trying to impress by just being in front of them like this. You unfortunately get turned around, and then they see you're behind. And then they see that your back is like as jacked as like an open bird cage where there's one dead parrot in it and one flew away. It seems like something's missing.
This is kind of interesting. Yes, I would agree with these things. Okay.
Shouldn't the parrots be in there rapping to each other and saying unfortunate things that they learned elsewhere?
Some back, having a wide back looks amazing.
Shouldn't there be some life back there? And if your back is really small, it's kind of like, oh. And people who are, not that they matter because...
So he's basically hitting all the most important things there. See that? Shoulders, arms, chest, and back. Come on, man. It's not just one muscle group. This is ridiculous. That's why I said all around.
There's so few of us. People who are actually jacked and actually strong, if you have a tiny, weak back...
Actually jacked, actually strong? You mean good at lifting, heavyweight practicing, and looking jacked through sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? Yeah, if you could do these two together. You could be a power lifter and look jacked, but... and be good at lifting heavyweight if you do sarcoplasmic training.
Judge the fuck out of you. And then they're like, dude...
Yeah.
Certainly I could go to the bathroom and please him orally. It's the least I could do.
Oh, I don't want to hear
thickness
things.
Is just like, you're fucking strong.
Yeah.
Huge. I want to be like him. I wish I was him. I hate my...
See, he's not just one thing, man. He's moving on to everything, but I just think arms are the most important. Everything else you work on will look good, but arms are very important. I don't know what it is about arms, but everybody sees them, and they make you visually look bigger constantly. So, yeah.
Myself. She's like, holy fuck. But it's true.
Yeah.
I do that back. Brain me.
Forearms.
I don't even know what I do with myself.
Well, look, I mean, bonus, traps, forearms. Traps look good when they're really huge. People notice them when you walk. If you have massive traps, fuck it, man. They're like, holy shit. Forearms, yeah, I see your forearms too. So you see he's moved on to other stuff.
Except have 50 trillion orgasms, because big bodies and actually look at legs. Like, if a guy has big, like, bitch, shut the fuck.
What's this he's showing?
You guys know me on social media. My legs look, at times, kind of absurd. There's like 4 of them, and there's supposed to be 2.
Yeah, this is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. The only difference is he's using steroids to create these fake sarcoplasmic artificial muscles. You can do it, the same thing, a natural person, by eating shitloads of bowls of potatoes, too.
They're quite large. I'm fairly confident saying. Fucking lie. And look, it's not a lie. It's just statistical irregularity.
Definitely, I would agree to these things.
You guys know me. I reckon I got back hard, and your shoulders really hard. The cross activation. You guys know when you're lifting hard and going...
Yeah, you get a nice neck. I've been working on my neck, actually. I hadn't worked on it in years. I started working on my neck again slowly. Yeah, it's not easy to develop the neck for some reason. It takes a while, but then it starts taking off after a bit.
It actually does. cares about your neck. If you care about your neck, dope, go to Jeff Nippert. He'll teach you.
Nah, it's nice to have a nice neck, man. Anyways, I'm going to go. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel, comment down below. It helps with the algorithm, broski. Yes, the most important muscles to train, I would say all of them. And if you want to get them bigger, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And you trained individual, you so-called trained individuals, focus on that. A lot of glycogen. They call that artificial muscle growth. You're all fake natties out there. You're all faking it to make it. Yeah, and how do you want to know the secret to it? I told you, complex carbohydrates. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.